Hey guys, today I'm going to be unboxing Fallout, the board game, by Fantasy Flight Games. Let's check it out. So, we're going to pop off the top here. By the way, nice form factor. I like, it's not too big. Compared to Mass of Darkness anyway, it's pretty small. So let's see what they pack in here. Now this is playable by 1 to 4 players, so I've never actually played a solitaire game, at least none this involved. Normally they're just kind of card games and stuff. So let's see. Okay, so upon opening it, we have a Learn to Play guide and a rules reference. I like how themed those are. We're going to take a look at the components in more detail after this, just to see what's in here. We got quite a bit of cardboard here. That's probably the majority of this, and lots of different tokens. I'm sure they signify stuff. You got the Nuka-Cola stuff there. And then in here we have lots of wasted space. I've never known how I feel about this sort of deal. I feel kind of like, engineering a phone and where everything goes, that you could find a place to store things better. Also, so here are the miniatures. I will say, Fantasy Flight Games, you're getting much better at the quality of your miniatures. But storage, this is disheartening, even for me. And you saw how I store my miniatures. So, try a plastic tray. I don't think it would have taken that much room. You could have lined this with it and not put this here. I don't know. Either way, we'll take a look at those miniatures later. So we got miniatures. We got some VATS dice, by the looks of it, and different pegs and different markers of some kind. I don't know what those are for. I have not looked too far into this. So it's actually a Christmas present for my wife. So a whole deck of cards. Nice color back, though. Those are nice. We got some bigger cards. I think these are probably quest cards, maybe? Something like that. Not sure. We got those. We got even more cards. I don't know how these are different, or if they are. I imagine so if they're stored, but maybe not, because here's 73, and that one said 84, so maybe they just stored them in 2 different things. Then we got, lastly, I don't know what this is either. So, you know what? Certainly I don't know what a lot of this is. Let's take a look at the components. I'll catch you over there. Alright, here we are at the component view. So first is the Learn to Play. I like how there's even some kind of fake advertisements here. Blast radius, fun for the whole family. They should sell that too. That looks like fun. I don't know what the yo-yo attachment is there, but anyway, it's just, it's full of different, this is kind of your go-to reading. I think after reading this, you could probably start playing and then reference the rules reference, ironically, afterwards. So here's kind of a list of all the components. You get a ton of cards and scenario sheets and miniatures and lots of cardboard and all that sort of stuff. And again, some more. The theming goes all the way into these booklets, which is really nice. I kind of like this. And it looks like this is laid out pretty well, probably about average. I haven't quite looked through it all yet. After that, we do have the rules reference. They no longer have rule books. Instead, there's always just references. So on the back, it kind of has some of the basic things you'd probably need if you need to decipher what all these symbols mean. Symbols can either work or they can't in games. It just depends. It does have this one fun part, though, here, the foundational rules. So here it states that this rules reference is a definitive source of rules. And if something in this document contradicts information in the Learn to Play booklet, this takes precedent. The next one says that if the text on the card is different, that it takes precedence. So it's not quite the definitive source of rules, but funny enough anyway. So I do like the layout of this, so it looks like it's very easy to go through in alphabetical order and find what it is you're looking for, with clear differences between each individual one. That's kind of broken down pretty well. I haven't looked to see if any refer to other ones where you're flipping from the HP tracker to the inventory and then back to, fight action or whatever, but this one's pretty nice. It's not quite as themed as the other one, right? There's no little ads in here or anything like that, but this looks quite useful, pretty nice. And again, the front is too. Alright, now that we got that, let's get into kind of the nitty gritty here. Though, again, I'm not going to go super into detail. So this is your kind of class sheet. Looks like this needs to be popped out too. And this you have to build. So I'm going to build that later and kind of show you. But it kind of goes like that, by the looks of it. And then you have your kind of HP and radiation pegs, and I think this is XP, yeah. Then you're special, and who knows what else. You know, this is really nice. It's, you know, I mean, it'll look really nice when it's built. But I have been kind of spoiled with plastic character sheets, or, you know, just kind of, you know, whatever game board tile you need for that. But either way, that's pretty nice. These are how you're fighting enemies, so it's not all miniatures. So they kind of show up on here, and you can see on the back, you can kind of see the different, let me zoom that in for you. So you can kind of see the, I guess, the health and where it's weak, or where, I don't know, all the details there. But, you know, these are pretty nice. And again, good cardboard. Not quite the densest, but fairly thick. I'm not worried about that. And then you just have a wealth of other cardboard. I mean, you have plenty here. There's tons and tons and tons, and, you know, I'm sure each one does something different. You're gonna have to look it up. This might not be the quickest game to learn just because of the sheer amount of tokens, but I imagine what they're trying to do is, you know, so like this is addicted. I know that, and so I'm assuming this is fine. So they're really trying to show whether or not, I mean, they're really trying to follow the theme of the game, and I think that's pretty cool. Here are the map tiles. So they're all kind of, I think they start out like this, right? They start out, I can get this one. Now, so this one, you know, Crossroads Camp is Crossroads Camp no matter what you do. That looks exact same. So the cities might be standard. Maybe not, though. But then I believe you're uncovering them kind of like you do the map, right? Slowly but surely you lift a tile up, and oh, it's the Super Duper Mart. And then it's Vault 84. And then it's, you know, Highway 74. And I don't know what this number here means or anything like that. But again, very, very good quality. It's got a nice finish to it, which is kind of cool. I believe these are the scenarios. So I don't know if that means it only comes with 4, but I think no matter what you're doing, this is the overall scenario. So the Capital Wasteland, the Pit, the Commonwealth, and Far Harbor. And then they have different, I'm assuming, factions here. So Rebel Slaves and Slavers, the Brotherhood of Steel, and the Enclave. I'll have to look into this more often or in more detail. I don't know what this is, but I say it's not a whole thing because you have all of these cards for quests. So I don't know what these stars are, but starting here at number 1, these are supposed to be off to the side, and they're just anything and everything. As you can see, there's lots of different symbols, right? But the game will tell you, find number 32, or find number 12. Now you're making a deal and share with the super mutant, or you're trying to grab something and run. You know, who knows what you're doing here, but maybe you're hacking into a register. Maybe you're, you know, there's some strangers. I think I saw something there. Stranger machines. I don't know what that is, but there are a ton. In fact, there are, let me get the actual number here for you. There are 159, that one being Hammer Time. So I don't know if there's any spoilers in here, so I don't want to go too into detail here, but it looks like you pick what your choice is and then what happens afterwards, right? And so that's kind of cool. There's a lot there too. I mean, a ton. Then you have all of the other cards. These are, you know, I'm assuming skills, perhaps, that you can, and items, so you can get your rat away, your stem pack. I think these are like NPCs or companions, right? So you can get different companions and, you know, item, you can have some water, but you suffer 1 radiation when drinking it, just like in the game. So that's kind of cool. I'm assuming it's price. You can get 3 bottle caps for water? That seems expensive. So I don't know if they have, you know, magazines or anything like that. It looks like these are your skills, right? So you can kind of get Sneak or Action Girl or Boy or Fortune Finder or the Grim Reaper Sprint. I don't know what that is. But that's kind of cool. So tons of stuff there. Here are the dice and pegs. So these are your VAT dice, and I don't know what the BAM symbol is there, or what all of these mean, but these are nice. I like how they're black and green. That's kind of cool. I don't know if they glow in the dark. The green always makes me wonder that, but, you know, I don't know. And then these pegs are how you deal with your health. Let me see if I can't fumble through one of these here and see kind of how easy it is. So let's separate this. There we go. So you kind of have to build it yourself here. Assuming this goes in. Let's just push this through. Does it go through? Maybe. Let me try from the back. I don't know. See, I'm going to do it wrong and I'm going to ruin it. So again, I mean, a plastic bit may have been nicer. Okay, now see, that's alright. And then through the back here, maybe? Maybe that just clamps in like that. Alright, there we go, there's one. Oh, look, that's kind of cool. I didn't even see that in the back. And one more. You know what, that actually looks fairly nice. I'm pretty okay with that. It's certainly above par. I just, again, I've had better, certainly ones where I didn't have to build it myself. Alright, so there's your tray here, and then this can denote here. Now, I do worry about sticking pegs in cardboard, how much that will hold up. I am not sure, but that's pretty neat. And then there are the cards that will go in there. Alright, and finally, the miniatures. Horribly stored by Fantasy Flight Games, but it tends to be what they do. So let's start with the human. So I know you have your human male. So you can kind of see him. These are really well designed, by the way. These are very nice. I can't wait to actually paint these. That's not bad at all. And then you have a wasteland survivor female. So you have the male and female. I don't know what the differences are between them or if they're carbon copies. So, you know, it says that you have 5 miniatures, but they may be kind of similar. You have the ghoul. Let's see, he has a plasma weapon of some kind. I like his swanky outfit there. Very nice. Then you have the Brotherhood of Steel, or at least some person in power armor, although I'm assuming it's them. They have this gigantic weapon. He'll look really cool painted. That's kind of exciting. I like the style of armor. It's, I think, from Fallout 3, actually. Though that might be the 4. I don't know. My wife has played that much more than me. And the super mutant who has a power hammer, who, again, looks very cool. The details on these are actually quite nice. I like that it's designed in a way to where it's not too finicky in the detail, so all the detail really stands out. There's nothing that kind of didn't make the mold process, as far as I can tell. And they seem to be pretty solid here. That's a little bendy, but sorry if I just freaked anybody out, but it's certainly not droopy or anything, which is kind of nice. Alright guys, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed this little look into what's in the box for Fallout the board game. I hope you can find it in stock. It's been out of stock pretty much everywhere. I had to get this online, and even then it was back ordered, but it arrived before Christmas, so that was good. I do plan on actually playing through this multiple times and kind of doing a deep dive review into the game mechanics and, you know, 1 player versus 4 player versus all that sort of thing, and so we'll look into that. I will be painting these miniatures, so expect that. Probably there will be my off painting, so I'll stick with Massive Darkness as the main one, and then on the other, the secondary miniature of the week will be a Fallout miniature coming up. So look forward to that. Hopefully I can start that really soon, but yeah, we'll see. We'll play with the time. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I always appreciate you guys checking this out. Be sure to follow me on Twitter if you haven't done that. I do post a lot there. Check me out on Patreon for $1 a month. That's $12 a year. You can see more of behind-the-scenes stuff and what I'm planning and, you know, some other things that are coming up and discuss and vote and all that kind of fun stuff. Like and subscribe if you haven't done that already, and I'll talk to you guys again next time.